Hello and welcome to Two Bound Books. My name is Amber.
And my name is Shaylee. We are so glad you're with us today. We are a podcast dedicated to bringing authors and readers together through the stories that bind us.
Yes, we are. All the stories.
All of them. So I have a question for you.
Yes.
What have your reading habits been like lately? Like, have you been reading a lot, a little?
Okay, well, last podcast episode, you roasted me for my TBR list being over 1,000. So I went on to the lovely Libby app and accidentally ended up with over 21 books that now I'm listening to actively.
Oh, that's impressive. How do you actively listen to 21 books at the same time?
Very carefully.
Like, you're actively listening to them, or you're just going down the line in order?
Like, I am a percentage of the way through most of them.
What? How does your brain manage all the different stories?
Very carefully.
And why? Why would you want to do that?
Because I didn't want to be scolded for my TBR being over 1,000, and I cleaned out my TBR list, and I only eliminated 30 books that I didn't want to read.
Do you think it's more efficient to listen to multiple books at the same time?
No, it just depends on if I have a thriller book that I know I can't listen to when my kids are in the car, but I'll listen to like at work when I don't have anyone else in the office with me. Or like I'll have a cute little like fantasy or like romantasy book that I'm like listening to that is like fun for the car for the kids.
Okay.
So
judgment leaving slightly.
Okay, thank you.
Just a little bit though.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, it's still weird.
Are you a one and done? Like you need to read through only one book at a time, or?
Yes, I will do up to 2 books at a time, but that's if I'm physically reading one and listening to one, because there's moments where I can listen, but I can't read. And there's moments where I get the opportunity to read. So I'll have one book going on my Kindle or in physical book form, and I'll have another audiobook going at the same time.
Yeah, I have like 4 audiobooks going right now and 1 physical book out of the 21 active.
See, the multiple audiobooks, I couldn't.
But it's the kids. It's all about sense. The kids.
Yeah, I don't live that life.
No, you don't live that life. But you know what's super fun? Okay, so I had an appointment up north this week. And after the appointment, my mom was like, we should go to Cheesecake Factory. And I was like,
oh, yum.
You know what's even better than the Cheesecake Factory? The half price books that is 0.3 miles away from the Cheesecake Factory.
Did you guilt your mom into going to the bookstore instead of getting food?
No, we ate food and then I drove us to the half price books because she didn't want to drive home. And then I drove us home for the appointment. But she left me unattended.
Because you're a grown woman.
Because I am a grown person and I need my mom to come with me to doctor's appointments. And it was like 3 minutes that she left me alone. And I'm like already had a full basket by the time she found me again. And she was like, oh, did you get some books for your grandma? And I was like, nope, these are all mine.
How many books did you buy?
A lot more than I anticipated. I now own 152 books.
You have a small library going.
I have 2 shelves. Like, all the rest is my kids' toys.
Well, they were double stacked last time I was at your house. Is that still the case?
Yeah, they are double stacked, and then they're like on top of the books are now horizontal books going like 4 deep.
And you have like a legit library cart next to your bed.
I do. That is my active like TBR. For, like,
where'd you get the library cart?
It's just something I've had.
Okay.
And I just really needed to have some books just really close to me.
Okay.
Because I ran out of room on my bookshelf.
That's hilarious.
And so now I go shopping for books for each season. And then I'm like, these are the books that I want to read during this season. Because I don't want to read like The 13th Child by Erin Craig, which is like, she does more like, I would say dark fantasy.
Okay.
Very good books, though. Her book was the one that I rated as the most underrated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In one of our earlier podcasts.
Yeah, so her writing is phenomenal, but it's just like a dark fantasy, but it's like real world, but with fantasy actions within it. And like, I wouldn't want to read that one in the middle of like spring. I want to read that.
Mood reader.
I want to read that more in like October.
Yeah.
When like
Halloween vibes.
leaves are falling off of the trees and like spooky season is coming.
You'll be proud. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
So last year I had the book goal of 45 books that year, and I had started in April, and I surpassed it. And I think I don't remember how many I read. I think it was 60 something. This year, I set my goal to 75 books. I'm like, okay, I got a few extra months here to get in.
Yeah, you got 4 more months.
Yeah. We'll give this a try. 75 books. I'm already at 20 books.
Dude,
Making it through.
I'm so proud of you.
I've amped my reading speed up a little bit. And the funny thing is, we've talked about like audiobook speeds, and I'll listen up to 2 or 2.25 when I am listening to an audiobook. But I found myself slowing it down to like 1.5 speed lately just to enjoy it more.
In my car, I have to have it at 1.7 with 0 bass because the lower voices.
Bass is rough in the car. I just turned the bass down in my car for a book.
Yeah, so I'm deaf. For those of you that don't know, I'm deaf in my left ear. And so when I like centralize the sound, I'll push it forward so that I can at least hear it on my right side, and then I'll put it up. When my husband is driving, he likes to have the bass like so you can feel the car. And I'm not like a...
He's a drummer. It makes sense.
He is. I'm not a feel the car kind of person when I have a like book that I'm listening to where she's like, it's all my fault. They're all dead, which literally just happened to me. And he's like, it's okay. And like the car is shaking with him trying to comfort her. And I'm like, I can't hear what he's saying, but I hope it's okay.
Oh my gosh.
It's a little traumatizing.
Yeah, it is. I'm not a big fan of the extra bass, but I love bass in music. So I find myself turning it back and forth depending on what I'm doing. But anyway, we have some extra fun stuff today.
So what you're saying is if you're driving, you would not survive in a car with bass.
If I'm driving?
If you're like riding in a car, you would not survive.
Yes, I would.
Okay. I would not.
Because I like bass.
Okay. So see, we have different
music.
Different ideas of worlds already.
This is Amber's attempt at transitioning us, and it's not working. Why don't you tell them what you're transitioning us to?
We're doing this or that with worlds. Would you rather live or would you rather die? Which world?
All right.
This or that. Would you rather live in the wizarding world of Harry Potter, a world of wands, spells, and magical creatures, but also dark wizards, soul-sucking dementors, and a government that kind of sucks? Or the shadow world of the mortal instruments, a hidden world where demons roam, shadow hunters fight them, and downworlders, like vampires, werewolves, and fae, exist, but humans have no idea.
Oh, this one's hard for me. I love both. I feel like it would be easier to die in the shadow world.
Oh, 100% it would be easier to die.
So I think that I would rather live in Harry Potter's world.
But also, if you look at some of the like prequels of the Harry Potter world, like the Newt Scamander books, there's a lot of people that die then too.
Yeah.
I mean, Dudley also almost dies via Dementor in the tunnel.
Yeah, but a lot more people die in the Mortal Instruments.
I mean, that's also fair.
And there's demons and very, very manipulative fae.
All right. On to our dystopian worlds. Are you ready?
Yep.
Panem for the Hunger Games.
Mm-hmm.
A brutal dystopia where children are forced to fight to the death for entertainment and the government controls everything. Or The Factions in Divergent. A world where your entire future is dictated by a single choice at 16. And if you don't fit in, well, good luck.
I think it's really easy to die in both of these worlds. And I'm no Katniss Everdeen. I'm the pita of the world.
You're the pita bread of the world.
That was so rude.
Well, it's okay. I'm the pita bread of the world, too.
Oh my gosh. I guess I'll pick Divergent.
I feel like there's...
Because you have a chance.
I feel like there's less of a chance of dying in Divergent.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Divergent.
Especially with the war going on in Panem.
Yeah, I'm picking Divergent.
All right. Sounds good. Gods versus governments. You ready? Mm-hmm. The Greek mythology chaos of the Percy Jackson series. A world where the gods are real, but they cause more problems than they solve, and being a demigod makes you a constant target. Or the sameness of the giver. A dystopian society where emotions, colors, and choices are erased for peace until one person is chosen to remember everything.
Every time I see The Giver, I just think back to honors English in high school or maybe middle school. I don't remember.
So are you choosing The Giver?
I mean, I think I've never read the Percy Jackson series.
See, okay, I met Rick Riordan.
Yeah, we've had this conversation. Yeah. It's when all your papers flew because you're Hurricane Amber.
Ooh, Hurricane Amber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm going to choose The Giver.
Okay. That's still an insult to the Percy Jackson series, but I would also choose The Giver.
It's not an insult. I mean, we're saying that it's a crazier world.
Yeah.
Which means it's a good read.
All right. These next ones are Fey realms with dangerous politics. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Elfhame, where there's a ruthless Fey kingdom, where humans are weak, Fey are manipulative, and every compliment is probably a trap. Or Prythian, a world divided into Fey courts full of magic, curses, and powerful high Fey, but also deadly creatures that won't hesitate to kill you.
I would live in Prythian.
100% same.
Yeah. Hands down.
Would you rather be trapped in, these are our deadly competitions and survival games that aren't the Hunger Games.
Okay.
All right. Would you rather be trapped in Basgiath, a brutal dragon riding war college where only the strongest survive and the weakest die exceptionally fast? Or the Glade, where there's a mysterious maze with no memory of how you got there, terrifying creatures lurking in the shadows, and no obvious way out?
I think I'm going to choose Basgiath and be a scribe.
That is fair.
And then I'll be safe. Ish.
There's no safety.
None.
All right. Now we're on to the paranormal. Ready? Mm-hmm. Paranormal and supernatural. The vampires and werewolves of the Twilight world, where there's a world where vampires sparkle, werewolves imprint, and high school drama somehow never ends. Or the world of Somewhere in the Deep, a place where monsters lurk beneath the sea, caves and caverns leading deep into the underground, with magic and monsters attempting to eat you at every turn.
Twilight.
All right.
I mean, in Twilight, Forks is very close to home.
Yeah, it's like just an hour or two away.
I think it's closer to 3. It's up at the
the tippy tip,
Port Angeles.
Okay,
but yeah, I'm already living in that world.
That's fair. It's like asking, would you rather have live in like the beach or Antarctica? You'd have a better chance of survival at the beach. So yep, exactly. I'm going to go to the beach.
Exactly.
All right. And the last one, the worlds of powers or powerless. You ready?
Yep.
So you have no powers. You are in the world of powerless. Mm-hmm. Okay. A world where nearly everyone has abilities except you, making survival even more complicated. Or you have too much power. Like in the first book that we read, which was The Non-Magical Declan Moore.
Oh, yeah.
Like Uraima, right? A world where power comes with heavy consequences, deadly enemies, and life or death stakes.
I'm choosing Uraima.
All right.
What about you?
Well, I would die in either. So, because I am the pita of the world. I am the pita bread.
Okay. So which one are you picking, though?
I would probably go with Uraima,
Yeah.
but I'd be dead.
It seems like there's more hiding places at Uraima.
Yeah, but also there's a lot of death in Uraima.
That's true. That's true. Okay, I feel like we should give our listeners a specific question for them to answer on social media for us.
Absolutely.
Why don't you go ahead?
All right. If you had to pick one book world to live in forever, which world would it be? I want to know.
Which book world? Ooh. To live in forever.
To live in forever.
Oh, that's going to be hard for some people,
Yeah.
especially our fantasy readers.
Oh, I know. Oh, trust me. I'm already like shifting through like 5 or 6 worlds right now that I'm like, oh, but it's a this or that. I have to choose which one.
Ugh. Okay. That was fun. It's funny because we've talked about this before, but Amber's definitely more of a straight fantasy reader than I am. Most fantasy I read is of the romantic genre.
So I saw this meme the other day and it made me crack up because it was like, how do you take your coffee? And it's like straight coffee. Mm-hmm. And then like each one has like more of a spoonful of
Sugar?
like creamer in it. Right. Mm-hmm. And so like the lighter the coffee gets, I'm very much like, mind you, I don't drink coffee. And so this is a very funny analogy for me, but like, I'm very much like a straight, like black coffee. Like I want the fantasy. Mm-hmm. And you are like, I want on the scale all the way over with the romance. Like
I like fantasy though too.
You want your creamer with a splash of coffee.
Which is funny because I drink my coffee black.
I know.
But no, I do like fantasy, but I like there to be some romance in it. Because sometimes straight fantasy is boring to me.
You are still definitely a creamer with a splash of coffee.
All right. I'll take it. Okay, so I have something else that looked kind of fun for us to do today, and it's within the realm of what we just did a little bit. Same type of idea, but a little bit different. And it's kind of a game normally where someone would be, it's called Bookish Courtroom, defend your favorite tropes.
Ooh.
And so normally someone would be the defense attorney and someone would be the prosecutor.
Okay.
And then you take turns.
Yeah.
I think that there will be plenty of debate here without us singling out roles.
Yeah, we don't need a judge. You guys can be the judge.
You guys can be the judge. We cannot wait to hear your thoughts. But first trope, love triangles, cute drama or unnecessary angst?
Unnecessary angst.
I agree.
Awesome.
Because,
Next.
but what's funny is the book that I'm reading right now from one of our authors is a love triangle, and it's pretty interesting. Like normally I'd say too much angst, but I feel like it does add something to this book.
No, I feel that, but yeah, no, I feel like it is, there's too much gray area and like not enough.
But this love triangle, as of right now where I'm at in the book, like there's a clear winner, and there always is. Yeah.
But also there's not enough lines drawn in the sand.
True.
Like you need boundaries. Set them.
Okay. The chosen one trope, epic, destiny, or completely overdone.
Overdone. 100%.
We were just talking about how you're a fantasy reader, though, and almost every fantasy book that has romance in it is the chosen one.
Okay, but look at like Frodo. He had absolutely no skills other than literally just being able to hold onto a ring and barely survive.
Don't hate on Frodo.
Fight me. Like,
oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Okay, fine. Next
chosen one. He would be dead if it were not for Sam. Samwise, literally is the only thing keeping him alive.
Okay, fine. Enemies to lovers, slow burn perfection or toxic relationship in disguise?
Oh, toxic relationship in disguise, but so good to read.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't think I've ever dated someone I was enemies with.
I would never date someone I'm enemies with, but I love to read it.
Yeah, me too. It's one of my favorite tropes. One of my favorite tropes.
I have a feeling my other favorite trope is on this one.
Because let's be real, even in enemies to lovers, they're never like truly enemies. They just butt heads.
Yeah. And it's actually what's it called? Ruthless Vows is the second book. And I can't remember. It's Rebecca Ross is the author of it. It's a duology, but it's an enemies to lovers, but really like they just started at the printing press at the same time. And like only one of them was going to win. So they were like just rivals. And like she was like wholeheartedly like, he is like my enemy. I'm going to take him down. And he's like, I love her.
Oh my gosh. For those who know, this just reminds me of Gossip Girl, Blair Waldorf, and Dan Humphrey at W Magazine.
If you know, you know.
Okay, next one. Fake relationship.
Yep, this is my other trope.
Ultimate swoon or completely ridiculous?
Both?
Yeah, I mean, it's not really real life for people to pretend to be in a relationship.
Can we just add in a billionaire?
That's what I'm saying. Add in the billionaire. She's getting a whole new wardrobe, a huge rock on her hand, and then they're going to end up falling in love.
Yeah. I mean, it's bound to happen. Like, completely overdone.
Yeah.
But
even like there's movies out that are great.
Yeah.
Like, what is that one? Holiday with Emma. There's so many Emmas. I think Emma, she's Roberts. She's in Holiday. And it's like this funny one where it's fake relationships. So she doesn't have to bring a date home to all the holidays.
Wow. Who's the Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
Melissa McCarthy.
Nope.
No.
It's a Melissa of some kind.
Melissa.
But she's in one that's also a holiday one where she says she's bringing a date home for Christmas. And then literally her boyfriend breaks up with her and she literally just like smacks the guy in the back of the head with an oar and like,
oh yes, I've seen that one.
Dumps him into the car.
Melissa McCarthy's like Suki from Gilmore Girls. Funny redhead. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wrong Melissa.
Wrong Melissa, but it is Melissa.
It's a Melissa something. If you know, you know.
Okay, next one. The miscommunication trope. Realistic relationship struggles or just lazy writing?
Both?
Yeah, I feel like it is both because there's always miscommunication in relationships.
Yeah, but usually not to the depths that happen in books.
Well, you got to have the drama somewhere.
I know. They've got to separate somehow.
Okay, last one. Killing off a beloved character. Necessary emotional impact or unforgivable author cruelty?
Liam.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
And not everyone's going to know, but I think it's unforgivable author cruelty. Okay, but the character referring to Liam, the author came out and said, I had to kill him off because he was too perfect from the beginning. He came in perfect. She said from the moment she wrote this character, the plan was for him to die because he was perfect and there was no way for him to have a character arc. And so when she explains it that way, you're like, okay, I see it. But
You're
it's
like
still cruelty.
Justifying the end.
Oh my gosh.
Justifying the end result.
Jeez. Yeah. But with that, those were fun. Those were really fun. I like tropes. We've talked a lot about tropes and I know that will hit home. I can't wait to hear what our listeners' responses are as well.
Tropes are the reason my TBR is over 1,000.
Yeah. What's it at? 1,000 what?
It's like 1,050 something. I don't know. I went through it and it was originally like 1,079 and then I deleted 30 books. So, and I went through the entire thing and they're all books that I want to read. So
I just cleaned my TBR and I'm starting fresh this year. And so there's only like 5 books on it right now.
yeah, I know. I told my husband that you were not doing your TBR correctly. And he snapped back and said, I wasn't doing my TBR correctly if it's over 1,000.
That's what I'm saying. And like, that's so overwhelming.
But it's like actual books I want to read.
But there's no end goal. You're never gonna dwindle it.
That's the point. That's how you end up with a library.
No.
The end goal is 1,000 books or more. Personal library right there.
I feel like your brain lives in chaos.
It really does. Welcome to the world of ADHD. That's why I listen to 4 books at a time.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about 1,000 Gates of Prayer.
Yes. By Michael Weiss.
Yes.
All right. So it is a heartfelt story about love, connection, and finding meaning in unexpected places. It is set in the beautiful town of Hakone, Japan. And 1,000 Gates of Prayer takes readers on a journey through breathtaking landscapes, deep emotions, and the pull between past and future. Inspired by real-life experiences, Michael Weiss brings Japan's culture, traditions, and stunning scenery to life in a way that makes you feel like you're right there.
Yeah, he was able to do that because Michael actually wrote this book based on a trip he took there. And so he was able to write the scenery very, very
lifelike,
in depth. Yeah. Lifelike. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I felt like I was there. It had very much similar taste to like Romeo and Juliet. Kind of like that forbidden love.
Yeah.
Strangers to lovers.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
I liked that it kind of felt like you were traveling and you never left your couch.
That's true. So we also have very different things that we take away from books.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But we will link Michael's book in our description for you guys to check out. If you're interested, go check him out on social media and give him some love as well. He is a new up and coming author. And
his book is actually going to be also at Barnes & Noble.
Yes, it is, which is super exciting because it's not often that ARC readers can get into the big brick and mortars. So congrats to you, Michael.
And as we found out relatively recently, there's 60
new Barnes & Nobles coming, you guys.
In the year of 2025.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I want another one somewhere near us so that we can go between the two and find the favorite.
Yeah.
Maybe one up closer
north
to work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that brings us to the end of our show. Thank you for hanging out with us today, you guys. We want to give a big shout out to Rob Brower, our producer, for our beautiful studio space. He owns Romar Entertainment and Alethea Digital Media. If you're looking for social media or a website, you can head to aletheadigitalmedia.com and fill out the contact form there. You can also find us at Two Bound Books on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
You can also find us on Goodreads at Two Bound Books. Please, 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 the best thing you can do to help support us is leave a review for the podcast. And authors, if you would like the opportunity to potentially have your book featured on Two Bound Books, please head over to twoboundbooks.com and fill out our contact form.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Bye.